This is the perfect time to pause, reflect on another year gone by, and consider the gap between the vision we have for our lives and the reality in which we presently find ourselves living. We're going to keep things short today, but in doing so, I hope that together we can set the stage for a better tomorrow. To kick things off, I'm going to suggest something that may catch you by surprise, especially this time of year from this type of podcast. I'm going to suggest you let the goals go. Whoa. Did he just say what I think he said? Let the goals go? That's heresy. All right. Stick with me here. If you're new to the show, I'm Dr. Brad Cooper, CEO of Catalyst Coaching 360. I just want to say I can't thank you enough for your encouragement and engagement with this show over the years. This is episode 303. So for the new folks, if you enjoy this one, there are plenty more available to tap into. Now, let's get back to that suggestion. And yes, you heard me correctly. Let the goals go. At least initially. Goals can provide a valuable tool, a measuring stick, when they're treated as such. Identifying a classic SMART goal, which you may remember stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, for some aspect of my life is, well, SMART. It creates a feedback loop on whether I'm moving in my desired direction. For example, maybe I set a specific goal around exercise, sleep, alcohol intake, social media use, or daily veggies. All good things, right? As benchmarks or mile markers? Sure. But as the primary strategy toward a better life? And let's just admit that's exactly what most of us do with goals. Then, no. If I'm running a marathon, setting an overall time goal can make good sense. It provides a framework through which I can effectively structure my training and get feedback during the race about whether I'm maintaining the necessary pace along the way. But the success doesn't occur via the goal. Rather, it's in becoming the person for whom that goal is a natural outcome. Goals are the what. Vision is the who. If we establish a crystal clear vision of the person we're becoming, the goals simply provide confirmation that I am indeed becoming that person I envisioned. For example, if I walk into the break room and see donuts, but have a goal to limit my processed sugar intake by 50%, do I eat a donut? Maybe. Or maybe not. It becomes a battle of the will, digging deep to maintain discipline, be strong and don't give in to temptation. On the other hand, if I have a crystal clear vision of becoming a healthy, energetic, and fit encourager of those around me, then I really don't even think twice. Why would a healthy, energetic, and fit individual want a donut? It's not me. It's not my identity. It wouldn't make any sense. When our who is clear, our what generally becomes quite simple. It's no longer an ongoing battle of the will. And keep in mind, this is coming from a guy who literally wrote his PhD dissertation on mental toughness. Here's a completely different example. Maybe it'll help, pun intended, drive the point home. I'm a Jeep Wrangler guy. It's just who I am. So if I walk by a sports car or see a luxury sedan, it doesn't make me the least bit envious. I'm a Jeep guy, plain and simple. The same thing holds true for our lives. If I'm clear about my identity and the person I'm becoming, then the choices and decisions that reflect that person naturally bubble to the surface. With isolated freestanding goals, each and every decision is a battle of grit and determination. And frankly, most of us lose that battle a few weeks later as the realities of life close in around us. However, with a clear vision and perhaps supporting goals that help provide me with the related measuring stick, I'm simply living out my identity. Oh, sure, sometimes that involves some discipline or a difficult decision. But even those are consistent with who I am rather than being an internal wrestling match. Clear vision first, then the goals that support that vision. Destination first, then identify the mile markers to help us know we're on the right track. It doesn't work the other way around. Before we take this too far, that's not to say goals aren't potentially wonderful tools. For some of us, creating pseudo rules for ourselves based on specific goals can pay big dividends. That is very likely a significant reason why intermittent fasting is effective for many. It creates a rule we can then follow without much thought. But what are we really doing there? An intermittent fasting strategy sounds like a goal, but it's actually much more than that. It's a vision. I no longer think about what to eat. I've become a person who only eats between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. or whatever your window is. It's the shift from what I do to who I am. And therein lies the key, making that shift from what I do to who I am. The difference between I'm going to run X times a week and I'm a runner sounds subtle. It's not. The difference between I'm going to eat less sugar and I'm a healthy eater sounds subtle. It's not. Extrapolate this into any area important to you. Even in the realm of personal faith, the difference between I go to church and I'm a believer are on completely different planes. When you make that transition from what I do to who I am, your life and your outcomes will shift dramatically. Our longtime listeners have heard me talk about the incredible value and potential damage of autopilot. Our autopilot activities are those that define, either purposefully or accidentally, who we are. If it's not autopilot, it's what we do. Big difference. A difference that can change our lives for the better, change our lives for the worse. Our vision, our identity is the composite of our autopilot programming. The who I am transition doesn't just apply to the positive aspects of life. Things like regular dessert, excess alcohol, late night screen time, a flaring temper, or any number of other potentially negative autopilots also, like it or not, make up who we are. Autopilot adjustments are where some of our greatest opportunities exist. We want to think our lives are a composite of the choices we make day in and day out. That's not the case, folks. Instead, our lives are a composite of the person we've become, the autopilot elements of our lives. I recently read Henry Bergson's book, Time and Free Will, from the late 1800s. It's pretty deep stuff, but his conclusion? We have free will, but we rarely use free will. I'm no exception to that, and neither are you. So goals? Love them. They can provide a powerful benchmark of our progress toward that clear personal vision we developed for our lives. This isn't new insight. The ancient wisdom in Proverbs, written somewhere around 900 BC, reminds us that without a vision, the people will perish. As we move forward through this new year, let's dial in that clear personal vision, the who we are becoming. If it's truly crystal clear, the goals, the what, will practically take care of themselves. Thanks for being part of the Catalyst community. I hope you found a nugget or two in here that can make a positive difference in your life as you move forward. If you'd like information about pursuing your MBHWSC approved health and wellness coach certification, or if you're an employer, EAP, or wellness provider looking to integrate best-in-class coaching into your program or platform, please visit us, catalystcoaching360.com, or shoot us an email, results@catalystcoaching360.com. We'll set up some time to discuss either one or both. Now make it a great rest of your week, and I'll speak with you soon on the next episode of the Catalyst 360 podcast, or maybe over on the YouTube coaching channel.